along the coast.
Welcome to GeekastX. I am Jake.
And I'm Sean.
Alright, on GeekastX.
GeekastX. We got the new format of Geekazooid podcast.
Dun dun dun.
First up on our agenda.
Alright. Well, today
Let's talk about that arrow.
Agenda. Yeah, we got a real mean green theme going on today.
Right.
Real mean.
Really green. One might say emerald.
Let's talk about some arrow. Let's talk about Roy Harper and his powers, dude.
Wait, hold on. I like Roy Harper. I don't know if the actor. I mean, he always has he's a weird haircut.
Golden Hain.
That's dumb.
Yeah. Yeah, he does have that pretty boy look. But as we know, he's now like kind of he's like Wolverine in the sense he can heal really fast. So far we see that he's like really strong.
Oh yeah,
pretty durable. They're showing him punch through cement blocks and whatnot. He got his powers.
And he's been throwing. Like, I was gonna say it also across like a room.
Yeah. He's clearly grown some strength and durability through the Mirakuru. They all say it so fluently on there. I'm just like,
it's Mirakuru.
Mirakuru. The mysterious drug that changed Slade Wilson into Deathstroke and has given him physical abilities.
Did you see it turned him into Deathstroke, or was it the fact
I'd say it has
that
a really big influence on him becoming Deathstroke, because as they say, it like messes with your mind.
Well, I think what really turned him into Deathstroke was the fact that Shadow was killed, and
Professor Arvo. Yeah.
And I can't think of the guy's name. Oliver Queen. That's weird. That was a weird brain fart. Because Oliver chose Sarah instead of Shadow. And I think that's what really turned him into Deathstroke.
That sucks. I liked her a lot. I would say, to be honest.
Pretty cool. And yeah, I like how they're doing like all these little stupid, not stupid, but little silly things with like Roy Harper as he's like Red Arrow and stuff. Like when he would call upon the hood, he would like stick the arrow in the wall or whatever, and the arrow was red. And then how like he's always wearing a red hoodie, and Oliver Queen
red collar.
Yeah, and he's like, hey, do you have one of those hoodies with you? And he's like, do you even have to ask?
That's funny.
And then as we all,
I can't wait till like
he gets his own costume.
They're gonna have some. Yeah, they're gonna have some kind of scene where like they're talking about his costume, and it's just gonna be like, I prefer red, or like,
oh yeah,
you know, like I'm gonna take red, and then they'll,
or like
I'm guessing
like, hey,
that's when they'll have.
Sorry, go ahead. I think he's just gonna like look at.
Sean.
Well, I'm like sitting there waiting for you to go, and it's like 10 minutes go by. Sorry. All right, go ahead.
So I have to get my train of thought back. Sorry. I think that's when they'll bring in their names.
Oh, like Green Arrow, Red Arrow?
Like, I feel like they'll be forced to. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah,
do you think he'll start off as Red Arrow, or do you think he'll go by Speedy or Arsenal?
Yeah, I think, well, they've already called Thea Speedy. So, I feel like they'll call him Red Arrow.
Really? Well, the thing is, I thought they might go for like a Batman kind of thing, where like Oliver's like putting on his hood or whatever, and then Roy's all like got one in red.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Of course, they'll probably just cut the sleeves off of his and wear some red leather underneath. You know?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that'd be.
Because that's what Oliver's is, you know? It's like
yeah.
the sleeveless hood. But yeah, I think they'll call him Red Arrow for 2 reasons. The first one is they've already called Thea Speedy, right?
Yeah.
And Speedy's not known for the greatest of things in comics, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Not at all. Illegitimate children, heroin addiction, like sidekick thrown on the street, you know? And for being like just the way he is in the New 52 as Arsenal. I don't know about that. But Red Arrow, the second reason is when he was Red Arrow, he was like a member of the Justice League.
You mean, wasn't he Teen Titans?
I think it was just a much more positive. He was... No. He was in the Teen Titans, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there was a time where Oliver left the Justice League, you know.
Oh, and it
was when he finally got elected mayor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's funny because his mom's running for mayor.
Whose mom?
Yeah, remember Oliver Queen? His mom's gonna run for mayor. Moira?
Is she?
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Wow. Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I guess you did just watch them all, right?
Yeah. How do you feel about Roy Harper having powers? I think it's kind of silly. Unless, like, he gets his arm blown off and they give him a robot arm, that'd be cool. I feel like they always do a lot of weird stuff with him.
Like, have one arm that was awesome.
Yeah, no. But, like, Roy Harper's always weird continuity. Because, like, in the show Arrow, they gave him powers, but even, like, when he was on Young Justice, he had, like, a clone, and then, like, his arm got blown off, and I think they were planning on using the clone's arm to give it back to him, but, like, he was in a coma or something like that. It was totally weird. But how do you feel about him having powers?
That is interesting. Yeah, even in that Batman Thrill Killer, he was in it. That was weird.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff that out. Because he was just randomly in it, and they had that, like,
well, that's
shout out
an
to
Elseworld.
Crowd.
I wouldn't really count that.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right. I don't know. With him, I have this great Nightwing, like, if you can read, like, classic comics, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I have this graphic novel that has a bunch of, like, Nightwing when he was first, like, Nightwing, and there's a bunch of, like, team up with Speedy. It's kind of good. But, yeah, I know what you're saying with all the, like, weird stuff that happens to Roy. Like,
and it's weird that he has powers, and, like, Black Canary, when they first show her, she doesn't have powers. She uses, like, a little gadget, like a little device. It looks like a Glades plugin.
Yeah.
Though, if you watch the preview for tomorrow's episode, I can't remember what it's called. I think it might be called... Oh, it's called, Heir to the Demon, or something like that. Because Rachel Cole's daughter's
Daughter
be
of
on
the Demon.
Yeah. No, it's Heir. I know it's Heir. Because I thought it was weird because she's a chick. But anyway, yeah, they're using Rachel Cole's daughter.
Demon. Are they talking about Damien? Just kidding.
And it's not Talia. I don't know her name though.
It's like, hold on, I have it. It's Nissa Al Ghul.
Yeah, but like at the end of the promo that they've been showing for it, that they've been running, it shows Sarah Lance screaming in anger, and like her hair is like blowing back, and maybe that might be like she gets some kind of injection with something and she gets powers, because as we all know, they're introducing superpowered beings on the show.
How I feel about Roy having powers? I think it's okay for the show, because he has... It adds a sense of, like, danger to him, whereas there was none of that while he was a human. I mean,
right,
he got shot in the knee, I'd say, you know?
Yeah.
It was cool. Till he took an arrow to the knee. But you know.
I used to be an adventurer like you. Till I took an arrow to the knee. We gotta post that Stephen Amell video. That's hilarious.
But yeah, and it'll make. Well, one of the other things about it though is.
I think it definitely adds to his character.
And, yeah, it definitely adds, but it gives him plausible reason to be a sidekick. Dude, Oliver, right now it makes no sense for Oliver Queen to take on a protege. You know? Like,
really, I feel like why would having powers
makes... That's fine.
Could you repeat that?
I said it makes absolutely no sense why he would take a protege on his own, because he's been doing fine the way he has been, and he already has 2 other people involved. He doesn't want to add more.
Team Arrow?
And this is one of those... Yeah, Team Arrow, you know. He already has a couple of sidekicks. He doesn't need another one. Well, but, like, this gives him reason to train Roy and make him... You know, not necessarily... You know, we all know that he's speedy in the comic books, Red Arrow, Arsenal, whatever, but... This gives him reason to be that, instead of just... Like, what other reason does he have to just, like, fight crime, you know? Like, he kept doing that too much. Oliver put an arrow in his knee.
Right, he kept getting...
You know, this...
Yeah, so I feel like...
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just think from his age perspective that... You know, Roy's still a kid. Like, he didn't spend 5 years on no island, you know?
Right.
Like, he's a street kid. He needs to be... His whole history in the show adds to him being a sidekick. You know, it sets him up for that up until this point.
Definitely. I definitely agree, too.
That's kind of what's cool. And the way that they've done it a little bit, too, is kind of like what Green Arrow's all about. Like, he protects Starling City, you know?
And he protects the Glades.
He doesn't do it... Yeah, he doesn't do it necessarily from the standpoint of, like, Batman, you know, where he's, like, overpowering the city. Or, you know, like, it's his city. It's more like he's, like, a protector of the city.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, Batman's... I mean, yeah, it's kind of the same thing, but it's just, like, Green Arrow's always had a much more, like, street-level presence. And, like, you know, just helping... It's taking a kid off the street and... helping him control his powers. You know, it's Green Arrow looking out for the little guy is what it is.
Right.
Little guy's big guy.
I do think it's weird how he's kind of like a hothead or whatever. Like, when he was like teaching him about the slapping the water, he's like, oh, it helps build strength for drawing a bow or whatever. I was like, oh man, I got plenty of strength, and he like destroys the table.
You make me feel like I missed the last episode.
I'm sorry. Keeping with our mean green theme machine, let's talk about the recently leaked images of the new Ninja Turtles from the Micheal Bay Ninja Turtle film. If you haven't seen it,
yeah,
we did have it posted on our site, geekazoid.com, but we received an email from Paramount Pictures asking us to remove them.
Yeah, so we don't have those pictures up at the moment just because of that.
Yeah, but we'll be happy to describe them to you.
Yeah, absolutely. And probably by the time this cast is officially casted, we will have the pictures up.
Mm-hmm. So do you just
going one by one?
Should we just describe each one of them?
We should.
We
should take it
likes
one
and dislikes.
Let's talk about each. Yeah, let's talk about each turtle. Though, you know what I mean?
Let's start with like Leo.
Okay. I mean, I have the picture in front of me.
Okay. Yeah, me too. I definitely think Leo looks the best out of all the new looks from the turtles, because he has that kind of like samurai armor kind of on, like he has the shoulders and like the chest piece.
Yeah, he's got that old school samurai look.
Katana's look tight too.
He's also the one with like the closest looking mask to the original, it seems.
Yeah, yeah.
Him and Mike do.
Mm-hmm.
But Yeah, the shell, the katana's nice. It looks like he has another katana tucked back there.
I will say one thing that I don't like about all the turtles is that it appears they all have like lips. They have lips and like a little bit of a nose. It's weird.
Yeah, they gave them... It makes them look a little bit more realistic, though. Because turtles all have clear noses. I have a turtle, by the way. His name's Murphy. After Murphy McManus. Yeah, that's interesting. It looks like Leo has like a tattoo on his like arm
like
too,
his forearm?
on his forearm area, and it looks like they all have something on their hands as well.
Like
it looks like Leo's got like kind of glove-looking things on.
See, when I'm looking at it, it looks like they all have like kind of like some kind of wrapping around their arms and stuff. But I do like how it's kind of like
the turtles have like boxing wrap on their hands,
I think
especially on.
Cool. I mean, I was just gonna say it's kind of cool how they keep with like you know how the original turtles had like colored padding, like elbow pads and knee pads. Like each one has something similar to that. Like Leo obviously has shoulder pads that are blue, and then like Raph has an elbow pad that's red.
Yeah, they each have different. It looks from here like Leo has like, it looks like he might have some sort of hand covering that might be reminiscent of like a samurai hand covering with a tattoo on behind it.
Like a gauntlet?
Right? Yes, sort of, but it ends at it's just his hand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you look at Donnie, it looks like he has wrist guards on. And if you see, as you see those, you'll see a lot of like kickboxer type people.
See, are we moving on to Donnie? Because the thing I like about Donnie is that he's definitely like more lean and taller and like thin. If you've seen some of the images of like his full body, he's definitely the leanest and tallest of the turtles. And then like Mikey and Leo are definitely like a midway kind of proportioned, and then Raph is definitely like more stocky and bulky and kind of like, you know, a brawler.
That's cool. I like that about Raph. He definitely has like boxing wrap on his hands. The katanas are always good. I'm not
a fan of Donnie's bow staff. It just looks like a piece of pipe or something. It's not like the traditional wooden bow staff.
Wrapping in it. I don't know. We could see something different. That's something different that we could see. I think it's weird that he's wearing glasses.
Yeah, I think it's definitely weird. The goggles are kind of cool. He has like kind of like the goggles from Ghostbusters, sort of. And then like it looks like on his shell some kind of like device with an antenna. And then you can see like on his like mask, there's a little bit of a logo, kind of like emblem, and some oriental writing on it. But I think like I'm not sure if those are glasses or like some shades he got on, but not a fan.
Glasses. They look like they're taped in the middle.
Right, like he's kind of nerdy.
Yeah. That's okay though. He is the nerd though. You know?
Well, the thing is that they're supposed to be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and he's not very ninja-like with all that gear he has on. How's he supposed to be stealthy?
Yeah, I mean he's the tech guy though, you know.
Yeah.
He's just got the uniform.
Can we move on to Mike?
Yeah, Mikey's really pulling the like surfer boy, skateboard look.
Oh yeah, definitely. He has the he has like shades like tucked onto his like shell, like he has, and like some necklaces going on. And then if you've seen the full body version, they all have like something wrapped around their waist. Like Mikey has like some cyclist compression shorts, and then like a sweater wrapped around his waist. And then like Raph has like a loincloth, it looks like. And then I don't know. I think it's weird that they have shoes on too. If you check out some of the images of the full bodies, like it's like they have shoes on and they cut the toes off so that they could fit their oversized foot into them.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. That is weird. It looks like he's going for like some kind of practicality look.
Right.
You know?
But how do you make giant turtles practical?
Yeah. Huh.
I will say though, like, you can tell they definitely like grew up in the sewers, because there's just like a Moz Podge of like different stuff. Like you can I like how like the masks are kind of like tattered, you know? But like if you look, it looks like Raph and Donnie, they're more like do-rags because it covers their eyes and their head, whereas Leo and Mikey have the more traditional just across the eyes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then if you look at Raph, he has some sunglasses on his head too in this image that we're looking at.
Right, and then he's wearing like a do-rag. Man, favorite turtle, Raph, all the way.
You know, it's funny that your favorite turtle is Raph, but the guy who played Raph played Aquaman on Smallville, and you don't like Aquaman.
Yeah. I got nothing against the actor, but yeah, it wasn't a bad Aquaman though.
Yeah, I like how they definitely have like unique looking faces too, you know, they're not all like a clone of one another, like they definitely have their own personality. Yeah. And Mikey definitely looks like the youngest.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I like that.
And you could tell that Raph, he kind of has like more of an angry, fierce look, like a grimace on all the time. Whereas Donnie is kind of like happy-go-lucky, it looks like. He has a little smirk on.
Isn't the order of, like, their births, isn't it like Leo, Raph, Donnie, and then Mike?
You know, I don't know, I can't...
I think so.
I don't want to be quoted
on that. I know
on
Leo's the oldest. I'll be quoted on that, I'm pretty positive.
All I know is Mikey is the youngest, I think. You know what? You know what's really cool though? Like, it looks like by the logo, they're just going to be calling it Ninja Turtles.
Oh yeah? Interesting.
Yeah. And speaking of proportions, I know you get on this a lot. Like in the original, like comic, they're really short.
Yeah, they are. They are short. They're shorter than people.
Yeah, they're like probably like 3-4 feet tall.
Yeah, and to me, that's always been kind of my favorite look for them.
Is it because you are also not very tall? Are you mad because they didn't cast you as one of the turtles?
You know what? Yeah, maybe I am. Maybe that's why Michael Keaton's the best Batman to me, is because I'm taller than Michael Keaton.
Are you serious? Michael Keaton's not very tall?
Yeah, no, not at all.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, dude, he's a short guy. You didn't know that?
I didn't.
I always loved Michael Keaton for that.
So I always say if they did a, like, you know how they have the best of collections, you know? If they did a best of Michael Keaton collection, it'd be all of them.
Huh. Right.
Yeah, it does look like in this movie though that the turtles are like a sizable height. Like probably like 6 foot something at least.
That kind of doesn't help with the stealthiness.
Right? That's what I was thinking. Like they're clunky. They're too big. And like look at the size of their shells, dude.
Yeah. If you look at the original size of them, that was something that was like neat about them a little bit. It was just how small they were, and like, you know, it kind of always gave April and Neil the like slight condescension to them, you know, but
right, yeah. You know, it'd be cool though, like if like when they're in training or something, if in the film they have some kind of homage, like when they're still like kids or something, if they show them as kids, like they have red masks, all of them.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Like an homage to the original turtle look.
That would be awesome. That would be real sweet. If you read the original comic, you know, well, the thing about the Ninja Turtles that's cool is, you know, and obviously this is something we like to see with this leaked picture of them, and especially this is something great about this leaked picture, is we see their personalities the way they were when they were first created. Like,
right.
Like that is one of the great things that is stayed about them is the fact, that they have remained the same since Eastman and Laird first created them. Like, their personalities remain the same.
I was gonna say, that's the cool thing about the Turtles, is it's the silliest thing in the world. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's crazy if you, like, think about it, but, like, they're timeless.
It's like, how did this get popular?
Right? They're timeless, and, like, each generation remembers their own turtles. Because, like, each generation has their own turtles, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, this is like a series that has been revived and over. But the thing is, it doesn't need revived because I feel like it never died.
Right. Right. I mean, it has never died, but, this is a good way to keep it going.
Right. I feel like, do you remember there was this really awful television show based on the Turtles called The Next Mutation, and they brought in a 5th turtle that was a female turtle.
I remember that.
Yeah, and they're all like named after Renaissance artists or whatever it is, but she was named after the Renaissance painting, the Venus de Milo. She was called Venus, and yeah, that was awful.
Right. That's always been cool.
Well, what I mean by reminiscence of it is like the costuming, like the way they have like do-rags and stuff.
Yep. I remember that show vividly, but I don't remember watching it very much. That TV show in the 80s is what really blew them up, though. I mean, they became popular through the comics, but that TV show really blew them up.
Do you remember what the...
I like the look of things for the most part, for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely a new, fresh take on the Turtles. I don't hate it yet, or like, I don't dislike it yet, but like, if like they show the trailer or something, I don't know, just how, so far so good, I guess. They haven't released anything on Splinter. Obviously we know that, Megan Fox is going to be April O'Neil, which I think they could have chose like a redhead or something.
Yeah, I don't think her role would be too hard to pull off for her, just because I think they'll play her as, like, the ditzy girl that she is. Like, you know.
Right.
The Turtles will be saving her left and right, so...
Right. Oh, dude.
I wonder if they'll have Casey Jones, though. Casey Jones, man.
Oh, yeah, that is a good question. You know what? Speaking of, like, Ninja Turtles and Micheal Bay and, Megan Fox, did you see the Super Bowl commercial for the new Transformers? It was like 30 seconds, but it was totally awesome, because, like, it's like, boom, explosions, run! Hey, look, I'm Mark Wahlberg, run, And I like Mark Wahlberg, he's kind of cool. But, like, the coolest thing was the Dinobots. I'm like, holy crap, Grimlock! And then all of a sudden, like, at the end, it's all quiet. And then, like, reminiscent of, like, Jurassic Park, or how, like, when a T-Rex busts out of the forest or whatever, freaking Grimlock is bust out of the forest, and who's riding him? Like, Mario rides the Yoshi, but Optimus Prime. It's crazy.
Wow, that's intense.
Yeah.
That's real intense.
It's awesome.
I'm excited for that.
I still think it should have been called Transformers, because it's the 4th one. We also got the Amazing Spider-Man 2 up on our website, geekastx.com. Check out those Super Bowl trailers.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus, have we watched all the Spider-Man movies yet? For God's sake, what else are they going to show us? I mean, it's great to see trailers, but this is like the 20th trailer.
Right. I mean, I do like that they're teasing us with, like, the villains and, like, the Sinister Six and stuff.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
I just hope that they know what they're doing by doing this. I mean, I'm sure they think they do, but, like, come on, let's not go see the movie, and, like, you pretty much already know the story of how Jamie Foxx became Electro now. You kind of get the gist for how Harry's becoming the Goblin. You don't know about the other 4 villains yet, but you know about Norman Osborn. I mean, clearly they put Gwen Stacy in her death garments, like...
Oh yeah, and you see her falling a lot in those death garments.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like, oh, is she gonna die here? Oh no, is she gonna die there? You don't know.
I do like the part in that one trailer where Peter Parker is talking to Max Dillon, who's Electro, and he's like, "You're my eyes and ears, man. You're my eyes and ears." And then when he's like, "You remember me?" Like, how could you forget me? Oh, sorry, Jamie Foxx.
You know, my favorite part is where, like, at the end of the teaser or whatever, Aunt May's like, what happened to your face? Because he's all, like, covered in soot. And he's like, oh, I was just cleaning the chimney. And she's like, we don't have a chimney. And he's like, what?
Right. He's very good with, like, the...
That's what I like about Andrew Garfield as Peter Parker.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he just, you know, I think he is from New York. I think he's from Brooklyn. I think that's pretty awesome because he sounds like a New Yorker.
Andrew Garfield, he's British, dude.
Is he British?
Yeah, dude, he's an English actor.
Well, I mean, he does a good job sounding like a New Yorker, though. You know?
That's what I also like about this Parker, or this Spider-Man, rather.
He just feels like he is New York. You know? Like that. The Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, this Spider-Man truly is, no pun intended, amazing. But
hey, I'm swinging here.
Right? Yeah. Dude, he totally, the wisecracks, man, so good.
He is great. I mean, that scene in the first movie where he's just like messing with that dude with his webbing is just like, oh yeah. Yes, this is my Spider-Man.
Or when he's all like, oh no, a small knife? You found my one weakness.
Right? And that's how he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be funny, and he's Spider-Man. And
it's weird that in the third Spider-Man they bring in Gwen Stacy and she doesn't even die.
Yeah, I mean, Sam Raimi being like an ultra big. I mean, who isn't a Spider-Man fan nowadays?
Sam Raimi owns the rights to The Shadow.
I did not know that. Well, he put out a movie already. He is the perfect director for that.
I know, right? If he has the rights to The Shadow, I'm ready for a new Shadow movie, you know what I'm saying? I love The Shadow.
Who would we want our Shadow to be, though?
I feel like if they did like a modern Shadow, he'd be kind of like Batman, where he'd have a different voice, you know? Like, oh hey, I'm Lamont Cranston. I'm the Shadow.
The Shadow knows.
Swear to me, 'cause I know.
The sun is shining.
But the ice is slippery.
Oh God!
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The Shadow knows.
I don't know.
Tom Hardy, that'd be a cool Shadow.
Dude, I could be down with the Tom Hardy. That guy's a good actor.
Isn't he short? Yeah, dude, he's shorter than Christian Bale.
Yeah, he is, but you know how they do stuff in movies. I mean, you didn't know Michael Keaton was short.
Right, yeah.
You know, and you think of him, we're talking about him as Batman. I mean, you put those ears and that costume on, he definitely looks like he's 6 feet.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't picture Batman being tall.
Really?
Yeah. Because he's supposed to be stealthy.
He is Christian Bale's height.
Like, he has to crouch down and stuff like that to go through grates and
Man's a trained ninja, Sean.
Yeah.
Folks, this is coming from a Superman fan. I apologize for this man. Like, oh my God.
Well, I'm just saying, like, you're going to want to fit in small spaces when you're trying to scare people, you know? Like, crouch in the corner. What?
Ask me how Batman fits in small spaces.
Because he's Batman. How does Batman fit in small spaces?
I'm Batman.
I'm not saying I'm Superman. I'm just saying no one has seen me and Superman in the same room at the same time. Alright, who do you think would be a good Shadow?
A good Shadow?
Yeah. He has to be able to do the 2 different voice thing.
Johnny Depp. Bam.
No way.
What?
No. Johnny Depp as the Shadow?
Oh, yeah, no.
No, it's Christopher Walken knows he's the Shadow. Oh, the sun is shining.
For God's sake.
What?
I said somebody get that man a cowbell, for God's sake.
I got a fever. You know what I noticed? Stephen Amell does a really good job of doing the Batman thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, in the flashback, he's like, oh, I don't know if I can kill someone. But then, like, he's all like, you have failed this city. Thwang.
You have failed this city. That is the biggest downer about Season 2 for me.
Or he doesn't say that anymore? Well, he doesn't kill anymore.
Yeah, but he gets... Okay, but it's not like... You have failed this city, now die! You know, it's more like, it's just, you have failed the city. Like, come on, man, shoot him with the arrow!
Oh my god, dude. You know who the best Shadow is?
Who?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Huh. Who would make a good Shadow? He'd make a great Shadow. Dear God, yeah.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Right. Shake and bake, baby. Shake and bake. Oh my God.
Now who's Margot Lane? That chick who played Juno.
Ew, what?
I'm just kidding. Alright, name a blonde.
Scarlett Johansson, let's go. They've already worked together.
Yeah.
Bam! Already a geek actress.
Alright, let's
Scarlett
do
Johansson
it.
would be perfect.
Oh, yes.
He's already...
Do you think Mark Ruffalo would be a good cab driver?
You know who I think would be a good cab driver?
Oh, dude, and then Keanu could be Sherwan Khan.
Yeah, that'd be nuts. Is that his main villain?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I just watched this movie called Man of Tai Chi with Keanu. Or Keanu directed it.
I want to watch 47 Ronin.
Yeah, so do I.
Is it 47?
This was... Huh?
Is it 47?
Yep.
Alright.
Well, anyways, he directed this, and it's like a martial arts movie. Like, he is literally, like, except for, like, random crowds of people, he is the only, like, American in it.
Really?
Yeah, like, there are always... It's...
Well, he's half
pretty
Asian.
sure it's set in China. But he's the villain in the movie, too, which is cool. Like... I don't know, it was just a... if you like martial arts Japanese movies, like, if you can dig some, this one's pretty good. I don't really dig them.
I love the Kung Fu. Did you watch that Ong Bak? Some of that black mass going on?
No.
Yeah, gee, these are all classic. The Drunken Master, you've never seen that? Alright, never mind. Enter the Dragon?
Nope.
Alright. These are Bruce Lee movies.
Alrighty, guys. Well, that's gonna wrap up our first new episode of GeekastX. I'm Jake.
And I'm Sean.
And thank you for listening to GeekastX.
Don't forget to check out geekazoid.com for the latest news and updates on various geek stuff. Catch you next